Welcome back to another episode of Partridge Garage. So let me tell you what we're doing. We're going to be working on this car. Now, I know what you're thinking. You don't like this car. And you're right, I don't. I have entered this in an auction. We're going to try to auction this car off and see how well it does at auction. The auction is January 3rd, which is a Saturday. Today is December 13th. I've got about 2 weeks to get this car ready. I need to figure out a seat mount the seat, try to get the seat recovered to make it look better, mount a steering column, or make a bracket to mount the steering column, mount the steering column. I need to swap those spindles that you've seen in the previous episode where I swapped spindles on these cars. I need to swap them back because I like those spindles better than the ones that are on this car. And then I'm going to order some tires, I believe, from a guy in North Carolina that's going to be expensive. Probably going to get some other stuff too to make the car look better. They're really nice powder-coated rims with, they say, NASCAR 75th anniversary on them. I hope that works out. It's looking expensive, but anything to make the car look better. And if we have time, this car has a little bit of damage on the front end because it's all fiberglass. And I want to try to lift the little splitter up and maybe patch the fiberglass. The problem with that is once you start opening a can of worms, you can't close it. I just want this car to look as good as possible for the auction in January. So this is now a hot item to do. The Keller car can wait. So I think what we're going to do first is I'm going to try to get a seat mounted or figure out how to mount the seat. And then that way I can either send the seat off to get it reupholstered or try to figure out how to do it myself. And then we can mess with everything else. Yeah, we got a deadline on this one, and I'm not excited about that. So we got to get started. So this here is a Butler containment seat, and it's ugly, and I've taken all the padding out of it because it's garbage. It's also got a headrest, which actually looks very nice. That needs to be bolted on. Problem with the headrest is the back of the headrest, because it juts out, hits the roll bar. So I've got to figure that out. And then try to figure out a mount. There's so many holes drilled in this damn thing. We're going to add some more probably. Yeah, so let me show you what the inside of the car is looking like. Whee! Alright, so this might be hard for y'all to see. I don't know. But we've got one bar mount here and nothing here. But the way the seat sits, the seat's not long enough to reach this. So I'm going to move this bar here. Try to match drill some holes to bolt it, and then I've got to figure out because the headrest hits this bar right here, and then hopefully the seat will be mounted, and hopefully it's that easy. It's never that easy, but God, I hope it is. And then yeah, I'll show you that, and then I'll show you the steering column that I've got to figure out too because it's off center. So yeah, yay! All right, guys, quick little update before I get out of here. Went down to my uncle's and I found some square tubing and we made another bracket because I only had one. Made it a little long, unfortunately, so it's kind of crammed in there. So it's a little high. Can't really beat it down anymore. But the seat's sitting kind of okay. That's going to be picked up, obviously. But the headrest hits the roll bar. So I've got to mount the headrest and like move the seat. And also, like, this car's not center. Like, it might be hard to tell on video unless I hold it out like right there. But like, steering column's not very center in the car, and so I have to figure that out, but that's for tomorrow. So just a quick update. Whew. Alright, the seat's mounted. The bracket that me and my uncle made was like 1/8 of an inch too long, so I had to beat it in there. It's in there. I bolted the seat to the brackets, just 2 bolts, because this car's going to auction. Someone, like, the seat is made for people my size, so this seat's going to get changed more than likely anyways, and people are taller, shorter than me. It's going to move around. It's good enough for me to sit in so I can eyeball where the steering wheel needs to go, and now I've got to find a bolt long enough to mount it. And then that's going to be it for the interior part now. Alright guys, we got the steering column mounted with a lot of washers. It's not pretty, but it's good enough for us. Got the steering wheel mounted, it's pretty center. Seat is mounted, pretty center in the car. And I found a window net. I have a window net for this car. Didn't know that, so I got that hooked up just to stretch it back out. Yeah, so that's where we're at, and I think the interior is close to being done, hopefully. Alright guys, got a quick update on the car, getting it ready for the auction still. I took a piece of aluminum that I had left over from building the air dam for the other NASCAR, put it in the brake, bent it at the angle, and then just drilled some holes and put some rivets in. So now we've got a dash pad in the car, and it actually looks really good. I'm pretty happy with it. We're going to wash the rest of this stuff. Hopefully it'll color match pretty well. Messed up on that corner right there, but we're not going to talk about that. I've got the steering column mounted in the car, but it's not mounted the best. As you can see, just a bunch of washers. I might end up cutting that bracket and moving it over and re-welding it. I just don't want to. I mean, this car is going in the auction block. I'm going to be honest with anybody who comes and looks at it. I'm going to tell them all about it. So we've got the seat in the car mounted. I'm sitting in it. It's pretty close to good. I mean, you could drive the car sitting like this. Let me get out and show you what we've done on the outside and what I'm working on right now. Now, like I said, I'm going to be honest when we go to auction. I took where the bottom fiberglass was broken. I just put a bigger washer to clamp it. And it's actually picked up the front end. So you still got the crack up there. And I filled the hole with some tape and some black paint marker. I was going to fiberglass it, but me and my dad got to talking. And that's just, that you start opening worms you can't fix. I'm dealing with that right now with another paint situation, but the car looks a lot better from it drooping and the hole just being open. So that's where we're at with the front end. I'm painting these cows right now, and it's turning out to be a nightmare. I've had to sand them twice, just not looking right. But it's not going to be perfect. I have ordered wheels and tires for this. They're with Fastenal, and I hope that it's here by at least Tuesday. Today's Friday the 26th, the day after Christmas. So yeah, that's where that's at. I don't have a full set of lug nuts for the car, so I'm going to take some off this car and I'll have to buy some more and paint them yellow. So it'll have NASCAR tires, black nice rims, and it'll have yellow lug nuts. And this car is going to look really, really good. I'm going to kick that back wheel out. I've got the track bar set wrong over there. But yeah, this car is going to look really well for the auction, and I'm excited. I think it'll sell. And if not, honestly, we can put this somewhere and it'll just look nice sitting somewhere. But yeah, that's where we're at with the car. Alright guys, here's an update on these cowl vents. They look really bad. I don't know if it's going to show up on camera, but there's where I tried to sand it and then I put a coat on and then it done this and it ended up doing it again. So I said, fuck it. Like, I'm over at this point. I don't care. This car it looks better like that from a distance, in my opinion. It matches. It's not all paint flaky and stuff. Like, there's fingerprints and all that splotching. This one turned out okay. You got that little spot right there. Yeah, I just got to the point where I don't give two shits. We got hood pins all on the hood now, so that's cool. Let's get an interior view of the car from outside. You see that nice new dash pad I made. Looks really good, I think. It looks good in there, and I'm happy with it. We got the seat bolted in, got the steering column in. This car has a window net. I don't know if I've ever talked about that, and the window net works. It's a pain, but it does work. It does go up. You got to stretch it out. Let's see if I can finagle it with one hand. This thing is very tight. Let's see. I'm not gonna be able to get it on thing. Couldn't get it with one hand, but I got it with two. So you got your hook mechanism here. It slides up into that hole. So the car's looking great. The last thing we've got are the wheels and tires, and hopefully they'll be here soon. I mean, look at that front end. That front end looks so much better when we picked it up like that. I mean, you can still see the hole right there, but it's painted in, it's covered. I mean, you can barely see the cracks. So I'm very ecstatic about that. This car looks a lot better, I think. As long as these tires come in on time, we're ready for the auction. I think, like I said, I need to kick that track bar out to kick the wheel out and make it look better. But this car, it'll sit up a little bit higher. It'll have the right size wheels and tires on it. And also, I can't wait for you guys to see them, because this car is going to look really good with them. It's like that, but different. All right, good morning, guys. It is 5 o'clock, Tuesday, December 30th. Update, I'm having to drive to Arkansas to get my NASCAR tires and brake parts that I ordered. I ordered them from a guy named Mark Ebert on Facebook. He's a great guy. This isn't against Mark or anything like that. Fastenal messed up the order and they shipped it to Arkansas. So I'm having to drive 4.5 hours one way to go get my stuff. So that's what we're going to be doing today. But the good news is that we'll have the stuff in time for the auction. So next time you see me, I'll be very tired, but we'll have the tires on the car, hopefully. All right, guys, as you can see, we've got the car on the trailer washed with the new tires loaded up and ready for the auction. We got to take the car tomorrow, which is Friday the 2nd. The auction is Saturday the 3rd. And man, I've got the tires looking on it, and man, it just makes this thing pop. This thing looks like $1,000,000. The car is not perfect, but it looks really, really good. I think it looks pretty good. We've got the front jacked up to help. We got the spring pads jacked up to help it get on off the trailer. But I've kicked the rear end out with the track bar correctly. I've got it equal from side to side for the rear because it was leaned up. And man, does this car just look freaking awesome. I mean, it just looks like $1,000,000. Front end's looking good, because, you know, it was drooping and sagging right there, and the crack was real bad right there. And man, I mean, this thing is just, I think it'll sell hopefully pretty easy. I think I'm going to put a reserve on it, either $4,000 or $5,000. I'm not sure. I'm going to look, see what else is there. Here's the interior. Here's that dash pad I made. Got the inside kind of clean. Didn't really work too hard on making it super clean because I wasn't going to be able to get it perfect. Yeah, this thing looks great. And yeah.
We don't have them at the store anymore.
There's number 30, the buyer number. Now, you want to sell the NASCAR, right?
We're going to try to sell this over here, Greg. I got the owner here. Which one's the owner? Right here? Yeah. We'll let him tell you about the car, and then we'll try to get it sold, guys.
Alrighty, guys, so this is a 110-inch chassis, cup car chassis, 110 inches. It is a Gen 4 chassis. There's no chassis number. It was turned into a parade lap car, so the chassis shop cut the chassis number out of it. It is a Gen 5 fiberglass COT body on the chassis. So it was a NASCAR Cup chassis. I don't know where it was raced. It was either a Joe Gibbs or an RCR chassis. If you buy it and you really want to know, I've got contacts in the vintage restoration world. You got to take the body off, take some pictures of certain welds, and they'll be able to tell you what manufacturer is the chassis. And that's about it. It's a roller, and no gear, no rear gear. It's got a 9-inch rear housing in it, no fuel cell.
Guys, this would make a great Protect 600 car.
Yeah, it'd be something to either make street legal, guys. You can make a 2-seater out of it. There's all sorts of things you can do with this deal. Let's see if we can get it sold.
I raced one of my old NASCARs in that
Do what?
I raced one of my NASCARs in the car in the 600.
All right, boys, everybody get 10 minutes on it. Somebody get $10,000 point. On 10, 10, 10. Somebody get $10,000 here to 10. Somebody get 7,500. On 75, somebody get 75. Somebody get 75, 5, somebody get 75. Somebody get 75. Somebody get $5,000 anywhere. I got a yes, sir.
Containment seat in it, guys. A full containment seat's got a $1,000 seat in the car.
Full containment seat in the car. Somebody get 5,000. Strip the car out. Make money off of it. I hit the $5,000. Hit the $5,000. Get the $5,000. Hit the $5,000. Get the $5,000. Hit the $5,000. Get the $5,000. Hit the $5,000. You guys tell me how much. Put me on the money. How much? Silence. Silence going. I'll get 2,500, $3,000. On 2,500, $3,000 point. On 2,500 and $3,000 hit the $3,000 hit the 3, 25 and 3, 25 and 3. On 25 and $3,000 hit the 3, 25 and $3,000 hit the 3, 25 and 3, 3, 3, $2,500 hit the 3. Anybody interested at all? 2,500, $3,000 hit the 3, 25 and 3. Go see the gentleman right over there. Make you a deal. Go see the gentleman right over there. Thank you for bringing it. We appreciate you.
And that's the end of the video, guys. As you saw, the car did not sell. No one bid on it. No one was really interested. People were interested, but I noticed at the auction a lot of things were going cheap, and I realized that early on the car probably wasn't going to sell. So yeah, I loaded it up and took it home. Nobody wanted to make a deal. As you saw, it sucks, you know. I bought them tires. I drove all the way to Arkansas for them. The car looks amazing. The car looks great. I don't think I'll have a hard time selling it to as a static display to a dealership or something. Maybe I'll get lucky enough to find someone that wants it for that. That's just the way it goes sometimes, especially with auctions. You don't know what's going to happen. I had no idea. I know I was stressing about it. I was worried. But yeah. If you were wondering, I put a reserve on the car of $4,500, and honestly, at the end, if someone would have bid $2,500, I probably would have taken it. I don't know, though, just the heat of the moment. Probably not. Maybe not. If anybody out there is interested in the car, comment, send me a DM. We'll get something worked out. I understand it's not very desirable because there's no history attached to it and whatever, but it is a 110-inch NASCAR Cup chassis. It's just what chassis, whose chassis is it, and where was it raced? If you heard me in the video, and like I've said before, it's either a Joe Gibbs or an RCR chassis, fiberglass Gen 5 COT body. You guys know all this. So yeah, it sucks we didn't sell it. I mean, there's always the next time. So yeah, I think we're gonna move on from the car. I think I'm gonna try to sell it to some dealerships. If that doesn't happen, I might wait a little while, see how the economy goes, see how the market goes. I might post it back for sale on Marketplace. If not, it'll just sit in the garage and collect dust and hang out, and I'm fine by that. That's okay with me. Now we're going to shift our focus back to the Keller car. I've got a complete brake system that I also picked up with the NASCAR tires, and that car is getting really close. I mean, you install the brake components, you install the rear gear, plumb the brakes, plumb the fuel cell, get the car wired, and then you're building the engine and you're trying to start it. I mean, there's obviously little things in there like the body work needs to be done still, but the main stuff to get to move under its own power, it's coming close, and I'm excited. Hopefully this year sometime. Hopefully. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.